Okay, so we're gonna do a triangle which is a step up. We're taking a gear up. I think we got the hang of the gist of the previous examples. So the following questions are gonna really see if you're on the ball and kind of test you. Okay, so that's my triangle. Thing is, it becomes clearer when you sort of mark off some of the angles. So that's 45 degrees. That's going to be, this is what's given on my sheet. So that's 30 degrees. And they want us to find this length here. Forget that, that's nothing. Okay. So clearly there's a lot of information here, and at the same time not enough information. It seems. So where do you start? Where do you start? So we want to find that one. If we used our trig, then if we're going to use this angle here, then it would be well, we don't have this length here or this length here to find x. So we need this length really, and then we can find what x is, possibly, I would say, just looking at it for the first time. So maybe if we use this angle, and this length, we can find what this is here, this length here, and then try and go from there. So let's give that a go. So we want let's do it in a different colour. So we're going for the opposite, and we know the adjacent. No, sorry, that's hypotenuse. So opposite hypotenuse is sine. So sine 45 equals let's just opposite. Let's go for opposite over 5. So we have enough information to work out the opposite of 45. And from our our little box of all those identities for the cosines and the coses, the cos and the sine and the tan, we know that sine 45 is, if I can remember rightly, that's a 2. Alright, square root of 2, not very clear. Square root of 2 over 2. So let's just stick that in, opposite over 5. And we end up with, let's just do it over here. We end up with the opposite as being 5 over 2. 5 square root over 2. Write that in here. Let's just get rid of this, just to make life a bit clearer, and we'll do it in white. So we've got this length here, which, I mean, if you were to see this first time around, it looks, it looks quite dazzling, but when you just do it step by step, slowly by slowly, it's like, yeah, it's not so scary. It's not so scary. So we've now got length, so we can now do something to find x. Okay, so let's just change colours, and that's not a bad colour. And we're just going to work in this little area here. So we've got the 30, so we've got the opposite, and we want the hypotenuse. And the hypotenuse, so we're talking sine, aren't we? Now that we're getting familiar. So sine 30, sorry about the handwriting, equals the opposite 5. Try and neaten my handwriting up if I can. Right, 5 over 2 over x. Okay, so now we're getting a little bit messy. So, well, we want to tell what sine 30 is, and this makes it a little bit easier. So we've got a half Sine 30 equals a half. And so we just write all that out again. We might not have room to finish this off here. So nevertheless, we'll try and squeeze it in. So now it's just a case of rearranging. But you know, we're trying to use a little bit of algebra here, and this could get messy. So what I would be inclined to do, so we've got that divided by this. You might consider sort of taking the x across over there, but then you're left with 5 over 2, that divided by that divided by a half. So actually, no, that makes sense to do that. So I'm going to do it in a different colour, just so we can see that I'm doing it over here. So you're going to end up with x equals 5 over 2 divided by 2. Now, I'm not going to write the half under here. I'm just going to go straight for the times. We should know that it's going to be 2 over 1 if we're going to times it, in which case you end up with x equals 10 over 2, and of course those divide, so then you get 5 square root 2. Voila, so there's our answer. Little worksheet. Just I've made a mistake because it's easily done. The answer is, that's question 10. Yep, that's right. 5 square root over 2. So be quite happy with that. And we'll do another question in the next video. See you then.